Hello and welcome to my workshop. My name is Chris Pine. Time with Pine number 8 for 2015. Last week's project, the Maple Hardwood Mallet. What a fun project that was. I'm just really pleased with how it turned out. I love doing things with a wedge tenon for some reason. It's just such a fun joint to accomplish, and it works so well. Such a strong joint. There ain't no way this is coming apart, especially with the addition of epoxy to that joint to glue it up, and it also serves as a filler because honestly I did not get this joint anywhere near as tight as I would have liked to, but little practice and I'm sure I can make it better on the next one. The leather on the front, like I mentioned in the video, I bought from the leather store, and I have one left over here. They're just round pieces of leather. They call them rounders, and I think these are 3 1/8 inch big, so it was perfect size for the mallet. And you could use scrap leather, whatever you can do. I know I've seen people that go to a thrift store and they'll buy, for example, an old purse for this use of stuff like this in the shop, and that's a great idea. These are perfect though. The size, I think a pack of 3 of these cost like $4. I don't know why they come in 3s, but that's what the package was. They have a larger package of like 25. I think it's 30 bucks for that. So you can get a little cheaper if you have a use for that many of them. The wedge tenon, somebody asked me about why this was so dark. The first answer I came up with was when you apply the oil to end grain, it does get darker. However, this end is not as dark if you look. So my best explanation is I used epoxy in this joint. And like I said, there was some gaps here, so I put a pretty thick coat on there. That's my only explanation, is maybe the epoxy darkened that wood. But I kind of like that anyway, but I was asked about that. Someone asked, why didn't I put weights in the mallet? And if you were going to do a dead blow type mallet, you know, with the lead balls put in it, BBs, you certainly could do that, especially with a leather face covering up the front of it. You just drill a hole through it, add your weights, and then put a wood plug in there and sand it or turn it smooth on the face, and then of course apply your leather. No one would know the difference. I really had no plans to make this a dead blow mallet, so that's why I didn't do it, but you certainly could. It would be a good project that way as well. I didn't have a lot of questions, mostly just comments. It was a very well received project. Many people said they put it on their to-do list. And if you do end up making one, please let us all see it, even if it's just pictures that you post. We would love to see your version of it. Of course, that's why I love this community so much. I get to see a lot of different interpretations and a lot of different executions on a simple project like this. It's a lot of fun. It was kind of funny. When I was making this video, I was actually doing the editing. Lynn over on Darbin Orver channel had put out a mallet, and there was like 2 or 3 other people that had made mallets in the last month or so. So it's kind of funny to see that. That happened a year or 2 ago when a bunch of people were making mallets all at the same time. Also got a lot of comments on my drilling out the handle piece inside here for the wedge before I cut the wedge slot. I don't really know where I picked that up, honestly, but I've done that on wedge tenons for a very long time. I don't know if it makes that big of a difference on trying to avoid splitting the wood further down beyond the cutout wedge or not, but I do it every time. So it's just something I do. I have a background in aircraft maintenance, and when we have a crack in the skin of an aircraft, sometimes if it's within a certain limitation, they can do what's called a stop drill on the skin of the aircraft. And that's basically they find the end of the crack and they drill a hole that's larger, obviously, than the crack is. And sometimes that will allow that crack to not progress further for a short time until they can get a more permanent repair done. So that may have been where I picked it up, is just using the concept of a stop drill, what we call that in aircraft maintenance. Oh, someone else commented, I think it was Steve Carmichael, that he really liked my Stanley knife. He said this is cool, and I agree. This is an old one. It says USA, blades inside on the other side, and it's a Stanley number 199. And this does not have any retract mechanism like some of them do. And it just, you have a screw on the side to open it up. There are blades in here, as you can hear, that store in there, and this just stays stationary. So this is a very old knife. I don't know how old it is. It looks very old, and that's why I really liked it. I actually bought this on eBay for a few dollars some time back. And I don't know what it is about these box cutter knives. I just kind of am attracted to them. So I bet I have 5 or 6 of them. This is one of my favorite ones. And it's kind of funny that this is one of my favorite ones because it doesn't even retract the blade. You have to take, if you want to retract that, you're gonna have to take it apart and put the blade inside the storage area. But anyway, thanks for the comment on that. It is time to draw the names for the pens. So let's go ahead and get to that, and then I'll close up Time with Pine this week. Okay, I have all the names of people who said they wanted to be entered in the drawing for the 2 pens, and I've got them in the list here on random.org, and we're just going to hit go on this, randomize, and it's going to put in order all the names from 1 to whatever it was. And I believe there were 64 names if I remember correctly. So we're going to hit randomize, and the first 2 names are going to be the names that win the drawing. So the first person will have his choice of which pen he wants, and the second place person will get the other pen. Here we go. Randomize. Okay, so the first person is Mark Perkins. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. First person is Mark Perkins, and the second place is 1NRG247 is the name. Okay, congratulations to those 2 winners. If you would email me, the email address is thechrispineworkshop@gmail.com, and I will get those. I'll need your mailing address, of course, and we'll get those sent out to you right away. Thanks so much for watching today. I appreciate you watching my Time with Pine channel. The subscribers have increased some, but there's a lot of room, plenty of room. So if you're not a subscriber already, I would encourage you to hit subscribe. And if you're not a subscriber to my other channel, of course, you're welcome to do that. I would love for you to be one of my subscribers so you don't miss any future videos. I've taken up enough of your time today. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great week. God bless, and we'll see you next time.